What's up, guys? My name's Anthony. Welcome to the channel, and in this video we are going to talk about why Bitcoin is primed and on the path to hit $100,000 potentially sooner than we may expect. I'm also going to explain fundamental, technical, and news-related reasons why I'm more bullish on Bitcoin than I am about many of the other altcoins, and I'll reveal a couple of the altcoins I am bullish on as well. But before we get started, I want to remind you or ask you to join your community by subscribing to our channel. On this channel, we make news videos, technical analysis videos, and crypto project review videos. But let's kick this off with an article that came out just 10 hours ago on Cointelegraph, saying Bitcoin's just 4 days away from historically bullish 10K price record. So what that means is Bitcoin is 4 days away from establishing 100 days where the price has been above $10,000 per Bitcoin. Now, that has never happened before. Historically, there's a lot of bullish news, which is definitely helping drive this. So if we can hit that point, we may be on our way to a 10x gain. So according to data from Coinmetrics compiled by Twitter user Julio Marino, after trading above certain price points, specifically for 100 days, Bitcoin subsequently gained by an order of magnitude. After it stayed above $10 for 100 days, it took 122 days for it to reach $100. That's a 10x. After it reached $100, it reached $1,000 in just 2 days. Now, I'm not telling you that we're going to reach $100,000 in 2 days or in 6 days from now after we hit that 100-day price point. But I'm telling you it is possible that it's in the cards. So the question remains, how long would it potentially take for us to reach $100,000 after that 100-day milestone is reached? I do believe we are very close to all-time highs at $20,000. I'm not going to sit here and speculate as to when we could see $100,000 like some YouTubers might try and do, but it's something that is very possible. And next, I'd like to tell you about a fundamental reason that is stacking the odds in our favor also. So this coming Tuesday, we'll see a difficulty readjustment currently estimated for 10.4% lower. And what's going to happen is the result should be an easier entry level for miners with a rebound following. So it should be easier for people to mine Bitcoin. Price action may be influenced in line with miner behavior, while current high fees should also reduce as mining becomes more profitable. So more people mining Bitcoin, more Bitcoin taken off the table, and potentially an increase in price action. Next, I'd like to talk to you about Bitcoin dominance and explain why history could be repeating itself, meaning that Bitcoin will likely dominate the market and continue its trend of being one of the top performing coins for the foreseeable future. Look at this data. This is the 30-day increase. So Bitcoin is up almost 17% over the last 30 days. And look at how many of the other top projects are down, with, of course, a few exceptions. But it's outperforming the vast majority of the market right now. And I'm telling you that I don't believe that's a coincidence. And that's because when these bull markets have come historically, Bitcoin is the first to move, and I really feel the need to remind you guys that Bitcoin is still king. It is still the #1 cryptocurrency overall, because I see so many YouTubers talk about smaller projects with potential of bigger gains, but I'm here to tell you that Bitcoin could still potentially 10x over the next year or two, and it's safer. There's less volatility now because it's becoming more widely accepted. So take a look at the dominance here. This is what I want to show you. If we look back at October in 2016, you can start to see the dominance increase here. So if you take a look, you see the dominance increase all the way up at that point to a high of 87%. Okay, but you see how that line right there is getting bigger while the altcoins get smaller. Now, if you take a look right here in September, you can see Bitcoin start to pull away, and you can see we've increased from 56.67% to today 61 here. We're actually at, I believe, a higher. Yeah, we're at 62.5% Bitcoin dominance. So what does that mean if you don't know what Bitcoin dominance is? It's the percent of the overall market cap of the overall cryptocurrency market that Bitcoin holds. And I believe that history could be repeating itself. Next, I want to talk to you about an article written by Forbes magazine. You guys know who watch my channel regularly. I love to bring you articles from non-crypto sources, but here is the news that set the crypto community on fire and ignited this Bitcoin rally. So payments giant PayPal will allow 346 million users to buy and spend Bitcoin and a handful of other major cryptocurrencies. PayPal itself has obtained a bit license to do this in New York, so this will roll out countrywide. The starting date on this is set for the beginning of 2021. And the downside of this, because there is a downside, is that PayPal won't let users transfer their cryptocurrency into or out of PayPal, nor users would have control of their private keys. So they're making you keep it there, buy it there, and potentially use it to buy other things, which goes against the ethos of cryptocurrency hodlers. You've probably heard me say on this channel, not your keys, not your crypto. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the fact that there are 346 million retail investors that will have access to this space without having to go through that extra step of creating a separate account. You know, they're just going to open their PayPal app, and I'm sure eventually their Venmo app, and it's just going to be staring them in the face. Hey, do you want to get into Bitcoin? Are you interested in that? Oh, and by the way, the other cryptocurrencies involved in this are Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash. I believe it's just those four. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but it's not just Bitcoin. There are a couple other big ones, and those are the ones I mentioned in the introduction that I'm most bullish on right now. I'm extremely bullish on Ethereum right now. I think the sky's the limit, especially with a lot of the developments that have been made and the amount of money locked into DeFi for that cryptocurrency and the head start they have in the smart contract arena. But really exciting, this idea, 346 million users. Keep in mind, the rise in Bitcoin that we have seen lately is just people that are already holding, most likely. Maybe a few people are getting in, but the 346 million users yet to have access to this. And so many of those people will not be in cryptocurrency yet. And it's so encouraging to me when I hear other YouTubers and podcasters talk about how we're still early to Bitcoin. Because, I mean, I myself have been here for almost 3 years. Let me know in the comment section how long you've been in crypto. But a lot of people have been saying we're still in the early innings of the cryptocurrency craze. And it's just amazing to see this widespread acceptance of cryptocurrency. I mean, people have been talking about mass adoption ever since I started on YouTube 2 years ago. And this is, if not the biggest, certainly one of the biggest stories in cryptocurrencies that I have ever seen, and potentially one of the biggest catalysts for mass adoption. And if you look on my charts here, you'll see the weekly candles. This is stemming all the way back to our all-time high set in December of 2017. And you can see the price point we have not been able to pass is right here. This was the weekly high. Not the weekly close, but the weekly high set in the week of January 15th, and that was $14,355. So that is, to me, a key level to watch just for that reason. If we can see Bitcoin pop above that at some point, maybe after the next 4 days, once we hit that 100-day mark, then we could be, I'm not saying to 100,000, but we could certainly be on our way to all-time highs, certainly within weeks or a month. I think we could see $20,000 before the end of 2020 here. And I will go on the record and say that I think it's very possible. We've all seen how quickly Bitcoin can move once things start to happen. That being said, we've got to keep an eye on COVID-19, and we've got to keep an eye on the pandemic. You know, you can't downplay that, and we have to see how Bitcoin reacts if the stock and equity markets tank worldwide, because of course we got dragged way down with that in March of 2020. So that's kind of like an X factor. But assuming things hold on a global economic scale, I think the stage is set for Bitcoin in a very real way. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you found value in the content. Never invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency, because it is still somewhat risky, even though it's Bitcoin. And enjoy the ride. I'll see you guys in the next video.